What I'm going to do now, we're going to talk about the Prime Minister now. We're going to talk about the Prime Minister and whether or not the court tightened the noose around his neck. Let me start by saying this. The Prime Minister received bad legal advice. I want to say bad, I don't mean bad like good. I mean bad like terrible legal advice. The Prime Minister should have never taken the Integrity Commission to court. I want them out to get out of it. Because I was talking to somebody yesterday and I said to them, you know, here's how him can, and them said, hey, say no more. We're not going to tell him how to get night. Him getting night himself, make him find him way out. And I agree completely. I said, you're right. So I'm not going to give any advice how to get over it because I talked to a senior lawyer today. And when I tell him how the Prime Minister can get that, him say, you're right. Him say, you're absolutely correct. Him can get. But part of it is that the train left the station. The train has left the station. Right? Obama said, I should give one more lawsuit to my lady. But sometimes one is enough. Sometimes one is enough, Obama. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go through now the document that everybody's been talking about. And that is the Craig Beresford affidavit. I'm going to go through that. And I'm also going to take a little peek into the statutory declaration investigation conducted by the Integrity Commission, the report dated August 2024. Let me show you something. And those of you who have watched this program for a bit and watch how we have treated this issue, you will remember some of the things I said. Let me put this up there. Yeah. Here, this is a cover letter, right? Remember last year when they had all of this thing about the Prime Minister and blah, 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 and the 28 bank accounts? Here is something that most people missed. Here is something that most people missed. This. Take a look at this. Want to see what I miss? Kevin, I laugh because Kevin see it.
But you wouldn't miss it too. That's one of the reasons why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
You miss it too.
Yeah, I miss it, but I'm going to show you something that I didn't miss that comes back to this. People, you know, we didn't pay attention to. The Integrity Commission was not looking only at the Prime Minister's statutory declaration for 2021. They were looking at his statutory declaration from 2019. No.
But what that mean?
Keep in mind that, and we're going to go through this. Stay with us. We're going to go through it. Keep in mind that 2019 is statutory declarations for 2019 and 2020 were reviewed and verified. They were reviewed and verified by the Integrity Commission. So the question then is, then how come they were looking at it in 2024? How come they're looking at 2019 and 2020? Want to see where we are going with this now?
That's the question.
See where we are going with this. So that is a clue right there that we missed. Yours truly missed it too, Kevin Wright. We missed it. But we don't miss things for long around here. 29, see, investigation report into the statutory declaration submitted by Most Honorable Mr. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister, for the years 2019 to 2022. Now we're going to show you where them said them verified 2019 and 2020. So the question is, if they did 2019 and 2020, then why is it in 2024 they're looking at 2019 and 2020 again? Let me show you something. This is what I saw that gave me some insights into what was going on. Oh, the right one is Kevin. When you see the red panel. Yeah, the right one. Yeah. What page number is that? 61. Hold on. No. 67, 64. Where are we now? All right,
61.
61. Okay. Hold on. All right. This is what I raised when we first looked at this, right? And I sensed something was wrong. Look at this. Let me show you something. Can you see that, Kevin?
Yeah.
Right then?
Yeah.
I have to take off the red. You want me to take off the red?
No. It's fine.
Everybody can see the red.
Yeah.
All right. Look at section 5.8.32. Look at what it says. It says, it is important to note that the source of funds used to acquire assets held by ADMAT was not verified by way of an investigation by the commission. Think about that, people. Think about that. They're saying the money that the prime minister used to acquire assets held by ADMAT, we never know. We never verified. Go to page 64 and see something else. Hold on. Watch out. See what it says? Certification and publication of Mr. Holness's assets, income, and liabilities up to 2020 were done mainly on the face of what was presented in his statutory declarations as well as other supplemental submissions. What they're saying is that nobody checked. Nobody checked. We didn't know.
We'll take the word for it.
That's all I need to show you that. Now, here's the problem now. If you read that document like I did several times over, and then you read Craig Beresford's affidavit, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. And you know why? The affidavit that was released this week is about the investigation I just showed you. But guess what? The details in the affidavit never made it into the report that went to Parliament. There are things in the affidavit, significant things that didn't make it there. I want to know why, but they weren't there. And now the Prime Minister now went to court and said we need to strike certain parts of this manual affidavit because they're defamatory and it's abuse of process and blah blah blah. And the judge said no. The judge said everything there is relevant to the investigation, and so I'm not going to strike anything. Thank you, Judge, because now the Prime Minister is naked and we can't see for ourselves. Nobody have to tell us any longer say the Prime Minister naked. Nobody have to tell us that. We can see for ourselves the man naked. Again, let me remind you, the first page of the investigation says we are looking into his statutory declarations from 2019 to 2020, what, 3? Something like that, or 2022, right? And then in the document, they said, listen, the ADMAT thing, we don't know anything about it. We can't get the source of funds. You know why them said? Because now it's in the affidavit. It's in the affidavit. They suspected where the funds came from. They suspected. But what they did was they said to the Prime Minister, we need you to give us the information. And the Prime Minister stalled and dilly-dallied and everything like that. And you know why? Very simple. If the Prime Minister provide that information, it is going to be hell and powder house. It is already hell and powder house. It is going to be more hell and powder house upon him. He has no place to go. He has backed himself into a corner because he got foolish legal advice. Foolish legal advice. Kevin, do me a favor. Can you please pull up the affidavit for me? I'm going to walk you a little bit through the affidavit, people. And you're going to see some things. Those of you who read the affidavit, maybe you saw these things, maybe you didn't see these things. Sorry.
That's Beresford.
Yes. When you see this, people, you are going to understand why the Prime Minister is between a rock and a hard place. You're going to understand why the proverbial noose is tightening around his neck. Go back. I think you passed it. No, that's not it. No, that's all. That's all the bus.
Yeah.
The school bus.
Yeah. That's no. That's I had put it in the PM.
I didn't see it.
I know something I got fight you.
Yeah, so folks, get your pen and your paper and get ready for start take notes, because what's going to happen now, we're going to go through this document, and it's 108 pages. We're not going to go through all of it. I'm just going to go through a few pages with you. And then Head Boy is here, Jeffrey Tavares is here, Kevin Stew is here, and the chat is here.
And Jamaica is on the way.
We can have a discussion. There it is. Yeah. Thank you, sir. All right. Now, students, get ready now. Sit down. Take a deep breath. And as one of my friends was saying, one of my big JLP friend who watch the thing, you know. You know, him not calling him, watch the ride. That way he would have said to me. I said, watch the ride. All right, here we go.
Watch the ride.
Watch the ride. See to know. Now, let me analyze this. The first thing you see there is that first thing, and again, people, reading is fundamental. Understanding is essential. You need these things to succeed in life. You need
and discernment is critical.
Indeed. Now you look and see. File, look at the top, the first highlighted area. Forget about the March 14 date. Look at the highlighted date. It's a file by the first, the third defendants. So it's first, second, third. Is there a fourth defendant? Is there? Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Yes. And tell them who that fourth defendant is, my brethren.
Isn't that the Attorney General of Jamaica?
Indeed. It's a Prime Minister's friend. Is a fourth defendant. Mr. William Derek McCoy.
Derek McCoy was supposed to be a brilliant former lecturer at UWI, was a very good law lecturer.
And lest we forget, Mr. Derek McCoy was a commissioner on the Integrity Commission. And he resigned that position, and the Prime Minister then moved him over to become Attorney General. We mustn't forget the connection.
Hold on, Ranty, stop. Repeat what you just said a while ago, because you know me not normally shocked by information, but repeat this one again.
Mr. McCoy was a commissioner in the Integrity Commission.
Your mother.
What? Must know where
this one slipped me, Ratty. You know things don't normal. This one really slipped me. I didn't know he was a commissioner there.
He was a commissioner over at the Integrity Commission.
Me mother.
Yes.
So that means he is the personal friend of the PM then?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Oh yeah. He was appointed when they formed the new commission, the Integrity Commission, three organizations made it up, and the law passed in 2017. They started functioning in 2018. He was one of the commissioners, and he resigned, and then he became Attorney General. But look at this. But look at this. This is the second affidavit, people. So if somebody says it is a second, Would I tell you that there's a first? It's number one, right? This is the second affidavit. Second affidavit of Craig Beresford. And who is Craig Beresford? Craig Beresford is in charge of the Information and Complaints section of the Integrity Commission. He's the man responsible for looking at all of the statutory declarations. And whenever there are problems, he's the man that he and his department, they're the ones that you have to sit down with and deal with. And when you can't deal with them and there's a problem, then he will make a referral to the commission and to the gentleman in charge of investigation. So, we could go down there now. So we don't see the first one, This is the second one. I'd love to see the first one. We could go down now. There is the fourth defendant, the Attorney General, the Prime Minister's friend. He's a defendant. But if you look up here, you see how who filed it. The first to the third defendants. Them therefore the Prime Minister's friend because them can't trust him. Them can't talk strategy but with him. They can't. I wouldn't. Knowing his history, I wouldn't. Look, it has nothing to do with his honesty. It has everything to do with being careful. I know the relationship between this man and the Prime Minister. I'm not going to have any strategic discussions with him about this case.
Too close to home.
Yeah. I'm going to leave him out. Now, let's go down a little bit now. I am going to show you a paragraph that is the single most significant paragraph in all of this document. This document talks about the Prime Minister's involvement with Estate Bridge, Positive Media, Imperium, a whole bunch of taxi companies. It talks about a whole bunch of relationships. Talks about money flying here, money flying there, money going here, money go. But to me, and I'm putting on my legal cap now. To me, the most significant paragraph in all of this is this one. This, to me, is the most significant paragraph.
Yes.
You see it said? It says, generally, to determine a declarant's net worth, meaning to determine a politician's net worth and or a civil servant's net worth, and the changes to it, all, not some, all assets, liabilities, and income must be declared or identified. The source of funds must also be identified or provided by the civil servant and or third parties. The omission of any of this information will result in an incorrect calculation of the declarant's net worth, and consequently, I, Craig Beresford, would not be able to accurately determine whether there is growth or decline that may require explanation. They're talking about unjust enrichment. No, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here is a key part of it. In essence, the statutory declaration would be false, and omissions. These are the key sentences, This is a key paragraph. This is a key sentence. And omissions would impact past.
That's right there.
People want to see what the man are go with this. Would impact past and also impact future net worth calculations. What I tell you is that when we get all the information, it may require us to go back and look at what was provided. Now, here's a question I have to ask. The question I started asking myself was this. Is there a provision in the Integrity Commission Act that deals with decertification that says if somebody's statutory declaration is certified and you get information years later, can you then go back and say, I'm going to decertify it because you didn't give me, you didn't fill out the... Go ahead, Kevin.
No, finish your statement.
You didn't give us the information. You didn't give us the information, and therefore we cannot accurately and correctly determine your net wealth. We can't do it. Go ahead.
Let's argue this out a little bit using the same paragraph.
Yes.
If this key sentence here holds true, the statutory declaration would be false, and omissions would impact past and also impact future net worth calculations. If then something that is certified based on false information, how certified is it?
Well, here's how I would answer that question. Because the law is silent. The law doesn't say if you give us bad information and blah blah blah, and we certify you, and then we determine that years later that you gave us bad information, we're going to decertify you. So that's not certified. What I think they're saying here is that no, what we're going to do, we're going to charge you. But even if you charge the person, you still have a certified declaration that you have to deal with. So are you going to decertify? You're going to charge you because you didn't give us the correct information and you haven't given us the correct information, and therefore we can't determine. So therefore we can't certify you and we're going to charge you. It's silent on it. It's silent. So I suspect that under the law, what they would do, they can't. But here's the thing. Here's what I would do if I were on the commission. I would say, you know what? The hell with this. We're going to decertify it. Make him take us to court and then make we argue in a court.
Yes.
We are going to, because that's the right thing to do. We are going to decertify him and say, no.
That's kind of where I am at. But the way you're explaining it now make it sound like it's a double jeopardy kind of a situation.
I would, well, just to clear it up, I would decertify it. I would say, look, the law is silent. Well, guess what? I am going to interpret it as saying that if you provide us with false information and we certify your statutory declaration and we find out later on, then we're going to determine it. We're going to decertify until you can come and give us the information, or give us the information. If you can't give us the information, we're going to decertify it. So you know what that would mean for the Prime Minister? Want to see where we'll go with it? The Prime Minister is in jeopardy of his 20. All right, hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Keep that sentence. Keep that in mind. Let me go down right and show them something else. Look at it. Look what the CM Craig Beresford said. Him said, I recommended the Prime Minister's statutory declaration for 2019 and 2020 for certification. Right? Then look at, let me take it to paragraph 16. Look at 16. Following these exchanges, I concluded the examination of Mr. Onus's statutory declarations for 2019 and 2020, and they were certified. And subsequently summaries were gazetted and published respectively on November 27, 2020 and January 10, 2022. So they certified them. And remember the first document I showed you? They said we are investigating 2019 and 2020. And that was in 2024. And if you go back here and you see what the man said, paragraph 6. Right there. Him said, if your statutory declaration falls, and in essence, if you give us bad information, your statutory declaration would be false and omissions would impact past. So we're going back.
Yes.
That was what I was saying. As you argued it seemed like it could be a double jeopardy where you can't try somebody for murder twice.
Right.
So,
but this is different though, because here's what happened with this. There is no statute of limitations on this. Further, there's no statute of limitations either, but there's none on this. So if you corruption, there's no statute of limitation on corruption in Jamaica. And this is the anti-corruption body. So if you provide false information to them. They can't say, well, then, yes, it's 3 years, and so therefore, all right, we're not going to chase it. What would happen is that the argument, the prime minister, well, no, make no argument for him. We leave it right.
Come on, no.
Well said, Ratty. Well said. No free legal advice.
If we're going across the board here, then it's only
No,
fair.
I'm not giving them any advice.
Don't give me, please, Ratty.
I'm telling you, paragraph 6 is the most critical paragraph because it signals to the public, signals to the prime minister that, listen, we have problems. No, when you did it in 2019, 2020, we didn't have any problems. But in 2021, we started having problems with 2021. And you can't explain. And as a result of that, 2021 came from 2020 and 2020 came from 2019. So because you've given us bad information, we have to go back and look at these things. And then another thing he said, listen, until we settle 2021, there is no certification to be provided or given to the statutory declarations for 2022 and 2023. He said, you must resolve 2021. And what he never says that we are look on 2019 and 2020. And
Ratty, wouldn't this be a scenario? Because I'm looking at this because I've seen the affidavit, and I've also looked at summaries of the affidavit as well. But when you look at so what was the ace? And I want to remind Jamaican people, what was the ace in July or July of 2020 to certify the prime minister? Remember, when he was about to run against Peter Phillips started bringing up again his certification.
Right.
What did he do? He hurriedly pushed through some information, sent it to the Integrity Commission, and his statutory declarations in that period, 2019 to 2020, was published and gazetted in the Cleaner, because I saw it with my own eyes. Yeah. However, omissions. Let me just take it from a banking point of view, because the law I don't know well. I know banking very well. If a client comes to me, Ratty, and says to me, brother, I want to open an account with your bank. I say, okay. Tell me what's your source of funds. Then he says, well, my source of funds is from real estate investments, yada, 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 yada. I said, great. So I am going to use his source of funds. So I said, what's your net worth? We have a ratio to determine net worth, because especially in the offshore industry. So he will tell me, this is my network, and then we calculate the network accordingly. What Mr. Holness faces is that his network his net worth is not in keeping with his total income. And once your income and assets, right, less your liabilities, that should be the formula to determine your net worth. But every time you take away Mr. Holness's, his assets keep on increasing with less liabilities as a businessman. And I think this is the fundamental problem that the Integrity Commission has. Then the other one is the tax issues, right? The tax issues. How is it that you have these companies that have violated the TAJ's rules? They have declared them not make no money, but we see how much money are passed through them. So I think those are the fundamental questions. But from a banking point of view, we should not even be having this discussion about the Prime Minister, because the Prime Minister should not have even been allowed access as a PEP to the banking, as a politically exposed person, to the banking system in the way he was allowed. If he was in any other country, the bank, meaning the banks that facilitated him, would have been brought up before the financial services, the SECs or the financial services commissions in those countries. They should never, when the Panama Papers were exposed, banks took a rule, right? They took a rule and they said, look here, we will never onboard PEPs, sitting PEPs, that is. We will give them a 5-year rule. So after 5 years out of power, we can take your money. But Drew in power, we cannot do business with you as a PEP. And if we're going to do business, we're required to file something with the whether it's with the Americans or with the European Union, ECB. So he should never have been allowed to be onboarded in the bank at any bank in the first place because he was a sitting prime minister, and he should not have been allowed even loans as a sitting prime minister because the very constitution says as a member of the house he should not be indebted.
True. True. True.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Look at 16, right? We just went through 16 where they said that the certified is statutory declarations of 2019 and 2020. So now they come to 2021. And here's what happened with 2021. They said here a financial analysis of his declaration suggested that Mr. Holness had not disclosed all his assets and liabilities, and there appear to be some irregularities concerning an account at First Global Bank. So that's where it started right there. Now, them certified 2019, 2020. They say, okay, let's look at 2021. And them say, wait, we have some problems here with 2021. So what did they do? They carried out an investigation and they said, see, here it is on page, paragraph 19. They said, when the director of investigation conducted his investigation, he said, yes, there was information that was omitted, but it wasn't deliberately done. It was maybe accidentally done, negligently done. It wasn't done with any
intent.
Any intent to hide stuff. It wasn't done that way, right? So them say, okay, I tell you what, go back and make the amendment. Make the amendment and fix up 2021. Because remember, 2019 good, 2020 good, fix up 2021. We see where some things missing and things like that. Deal with it. And him realize now, say, rotted. Me have to go come up now and come up with some explanation as to how these things happen. Them give me a blight, but them not really give me a blight. Them say, okay, we're not going to charge you. We see where that you didn't do it intentionally, but we need you to still fix up the thing so that it can be verified. And this so it start go downhill. Because then them start find out about, look at this right here. It said it was concluded that the financial statements prepared for Imperium were not in keeping with international financial reporting standards, and they referred, and they said the accountant who prepared them should be referred to the board, right? Them actually are the prime minister responsible, you know. You responsible for it. Don't care who do it for you, are you responsible? Them say no,
Yes.
give my blind. Yeah, them say make the accountant.
Again.
And then they go to ADMAT now. Them go to ADMAT. And them say, well, with ADMAT, we requested information from him, and we're still waiting for the information to confirm the source of funds. Then they found some things from a company called Green Emerald Trading. Now, Green Emerald Trading people, Green Emerald Trading, here's what happened with Green Emerald Trading. Green Emerald Trading is a company, you know which part it there? It's the New Kingston, you know. It's the Half Tree Road. It's the Constant Spring Road.
West Central St. Andrew.
Exactly. It there in a Cockburn Pen.
Yes.
Cockburn Pen it there in the Prime Minister's constituency. Now the heart of the ghetto it there.
You want a woodpecker?
Yeah. And guess what? Your bird sucker to woodpecker bird. But here's what happened. Green Emerald hired the Prime Minister's company for the PR work. Think about it, you know. The heart of the ghetto. You know? Right?
Yeah, man.
So them pay them. And then all of a sudden, what we see millions of dollars going from Green Emerald as loans going to the Prime Minister's company.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who involved with the Prime Minister's company is not listed as a director, but he's the one who facilitated the loans and things like that, is the CM Robert, the guy from Westcon.
Yes.
The CM, I soon show you him name. Him involved in it. So then Integrity Commission start to say, no, man, we have some serious problems here, man. We have some serious problems here. And look at this. Mr. Holness was given several opportunities to correct his statutory declarations upon identification of omissions. And it never come true. No, how many public servants would get this blyer? Remember we say no. Equality under the law.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody equal under the law. But them give him several opportunities. I'm not doing. No, make we go see in 2022 and 2023, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Them say them can't recommend certification. And you know why they can't recommend certification of 2022 and 2023? Look at paragraph 29. This is because until Mr. Holness' statutory declaration for 2021 is finalized and certified, I am not able to accurately determine whether there is any growth or decline in his net worth in subsequent periods, which may require an explanation. Any omissions from his statutory declaration for 2021 would impact future calculations of Mr. Holness' net worth. You know what it don't say? Any omissions from his statutory declaration for 2021 would impact past calculation of Mr. Holness' net worth.
Yes.
They're
Which is
going
what they
there.
said earlier.
Paragraph 6.
Mm-hmm.
Paragraph 6. They might lure him in. They might wait for him to. That's why I'm don't want to comply now. Because him know if me give them this information, then we're going to go back and we're going to have a problem with 2019 and 2020. Not
but
to
Ratty,
mention. Yes, sir.
2021, right? I want your listeners to know a very important activity occurred when you look at not the affidavit now, but at the Integrity Commission's report and the dateline. Yeah. Remember in 2021 and September the 7th, Mr. Holness opens an account at NCB. Yes?
Yes.
With zero balance. Yes? By the 14th of September, $50 million was deposited in the account. Hence why 2021 net worth, why they cannot certify that 2021, because they can't tell where the $50 million come from. So let me just tell it plain to the people. That is one of the fundamental. So what we do is compare and contrast the Integrity Commission's report with this current affidavit of the Integrity Commission report. And I want to say to people, Mr. Beresford cannot lie. An affidavit is a sworn document. And should you lie on an affidavit, it's a very serious thing. So this 2021 is in relation to that $50 million that was deposited in the $0 first and then 50 on the 14th of September. And within 2 weeks after, the money started flowing through the different companies, like when man wash money. Go ahead, Ratty.
And here's the last paragraph of the second affidavit, not the first one. It says, the first highlighted here, it says, the matter of the source of funds concerning the Prime Minister's companies with respect to his statutory declaration for 2021 remains outstanding. How can we rectify that? The answer is in the next sentence. Once the source of funds is confirmed for Mr. Holness's 2021 statutory declaration, then the examination of his 2021 to 2023 statutory declarations will be concluded. So they're waiting on him to provide that information. And what they're saying is that we did not get that information, and that's why we had to refer the case over to FID. What they should have done under the law is they could have gone to court ex parte, meaning that you don't tell the Prime Minister anything. You just go before a judge and say, Judge, here's what we have. And he's not complying with our request. And we're asking you to issue a formal order for him, compelling him to comply. What would have happened? The Prime Minister would have gotten that, and he would have to do one or two things. Either comply or object to it, appeal. And can you imagine how it would have looking at the public, the optics of the Prime Minister appealing a judge's order for him to give information concerning his statutory declaration, not mine, not yours, his statutory declaration, which he is required to do. Could you imagine how that would have looked? And they still can do it. They still can withdraw, because there's nothing saying they can't withdraw it. They can still withdraw it from FID, take it from Dennis Strong, and say, no, we're going to court now, Mr. Prime Minister. But, folks, let's go on. I have something to show you. I have something to show you. How stubborn and recalcitrant this prime minister is. That him just decides, say, boy, I mean, nah. Him realize him in a trouble, you know. Realize him in a trouble. I'm going to show you something now. And look, here is the date. Where's the date? Here it is. March 14 this year. This is when Craig Beresford signed off on the second. We don't say the first, second affidavit. All right. I could go right here now. Skip this. I want to look at this document here. Look at this document. All right. Look at the date. January 25, 2019. And for those of you who have not read this bundle of documents, and you believe that the Prime Minister is a God-fearing, law-abiding man, above and beyond reproach, I want you to take a good look at this letter, right? This is a letter crafted by someone from the Integrity Commission to the chairman and members of the commission, of the Integrity Commission. It's a report on what steps were taken to get the Prime Minister to comply. Remember now, 2019. All right, here we go. Here it is. A review was conducted on statutory declaration submitted by Mr. Holness since he became a parliamentarian in 1998. Them suspects up now, go on. Them a review from 1998. But them said the scope of the review covered statutory declaration for the period 1998 to 2016. Look at why it was done. The objective of this exercise was to determine whether information he entered on his statutory declarations was a true representation of the assets and liabilities of his net worth when calculated was commensurate with the income stated. So with them actually I say, we are look for say if I'm gonna live big life and I'm gonna make maga money. That's essentially what it's right. And it says after carefully reviewing and formulating an opinion, right? It was observed that his assets increased substantially over the years and especially over the period 2009 to 2012. Some other areas of concern were identified and required further investigation. The Prime Minister responded. However, they were not sufficient to adequately satisfy the concerns that were raised. In May 2018, because remember now, the law was passed in 2017, creating the new Integrity
Commission. Yeah.
Right. They started acting as an entity in 2018. It says in May 2018, under the new Integrity Commission, another letter was sent to Mr. Holness. Another means one did come before, at least one did come before, advising that the commission awaits a response to its letter dated October 5, 2017. He was asked to respond by June 22nd, 2018, October, November, December, 8 months later. Them say, respond to us 8 months later. You know, respond to us previously. All right, we'll give you some more time. Look at what more time turned into. It says on October 29, 2018, he submitted a letter seeking additional time within which to respond. And the commission acceded to his request. Them say, yes, Mr. Prime Minister, we're going to give you some deference. And so we're going to give you additional time. And that additional time is October 15, 2018, in which to reply. You think the man would have replied by then?
Ratty, before you move from this point,
2018, another letter was sent to the Prime Minister, advising him that to date, the Integrity Commission did not receive a response, although he promised to have it delivered to them by October 15. And look on the sentence here, the second to last paragraph. It says, to date, no other response has been received.
Right, Ratty. I want you to stick a pin right here, Ratty. Right?
Yes, sir.
Because I want to speak to my friends from the Jamaica Labour Party. my friends who are labor rights, who now saying that the Integrity Commission is on a witch hunt for Mr. Holness. Which investigative body would give any individual this leeway to come and give them, so at all times and intents and purposes, the commission was bending backwards just to accommodate Mr. Holness. So this notion out there that the Integrity Commission is being biased and political and vindictive to Mr. Holness. These affidavits and these dates, imagine somebody write you 8 months after you respond. You don't even respond, him don't even respond. Him say, give me some more time, and 8 months him still can't respond. But why, you know why I couldn't respond, Ratty? Because had he responded then, the certification facing the election in 2020, he would not have been certified.
Indeed.
Go ahead, my brother.
So they wrote to him before May 18, that's one. They wrote to him May 2018, that's two. Then yeah, that's two. Then they wrote to him again in August 2018. Then they wrote to him again in December 2018. Who you think the Integrity Commission will give some civil servants 4 times them write to you?
Wow.
4 times them write to you and tell us that, look, you need to come in and give you the information, and you just ignore them. But people, it get worse. Let me pull this down and talk to you a little bit here. What we're not going to do tonight is we're not going to go through all 108 pages. I have gone through the 108 pages, but it's not fair to drag you through the 108 pages. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to give you a snippet of this Prime Minister, how he acted when called upon to do something that he was legally required to do by an agency that he ushered into existence. Him take credit and answer, me bringing the Integrity Commission, and we're going to cut back on, we're going to deal with corruption. He's the one who said that. And now when he's asked, and look from when they are asking about this stuff here. Look from when they are asking, and him don't want to respond. So I don't want to go through all of it, because believe me, people, when I was reading it, and after a while, my head starts spin, because I start seeing a lot of financial transactions. I go here, there, him cousin, him mother, him wife, him son, him friend, all over the place. I'm going to stop for a while and say, hold on, I need to take a step back from this and unravel this. At one point, I got up, walk away just to clear my head, because there were so many things involved. So many things involved. Let me go through yourself, Kevin. Let me just pull this up here. I want to show you something now. No. Here's one document that I think let me put you this document. This document is the letter I just read to you. That's the Reader's Digest. That's a short version of this, right? See that? He entered politics in 1998 and started filing declarations. And over the years, they've been looking at them. Look at that. They said at one point an inordinate increase in wealth was identified, and as a result, a special investigation was considered. Look at the second one. Up to February 2018, the commission was not satisfied with the response they had received. And then it rolled over. Right? Because the new commission didn't start until later on in 2018.
Yes.
Let me skip this and just, because we want to get to the bus, you know. We want to get to the bus. Let me show you something. All right, here are the findings. Let's get to the findings, right? Let's get to the findings. All right. My goodness gracious.
Wow.
This is telling you that Mr. Andrew Holness, at one point, was working for Mr. Siaga.
Yes.
And they said his explanation disclosed multiple business and accompanying investments, assets, and income. Look at that. Look at the last part of that sentence, which were not previously declared.
Yep.
Never tell them about it. You never tell them. Right? Look at keep going. Here's the first one.
Yes.
He worked for Mr. Siaga with a company named Premium Group. The Prime Minister managed it, that group, that business for Mr. Siaga. You see where it said about the last sentence? Off note, income from the employer was not declared for December 2000.
Was this Premium Group linked to Enchanted Garden?
Linked to who?
Enchanted Garden.
I don't. Oh, you mean the place out in Oche?
Yeah,
you are correct, Jeffrey. Yes,
Huh?
Jeffrey. Yes, Jeffrey. You are onto something, Jeffrey. Yes, it was a link to Enchanted Group and to some other real estate developments Mr. Siaga had across the north coast of Jamaica. Yes, it was linked to it.
Okay. Here's the next one. So we know not mention about that one there, about Premium Group. Here's the next one. Sunshine Mobile Company Limited. That's a taxi business. Prime Minister saying they own 3 cars. And then when go do? Them that use the business with Sunshine Mobile. Then them go register a company called the Lido Taxi Service. And them have 8 cars. When him register the Lido Taxi Service, but the cars them are run operate under Sunshine Mobile Company. Sunshine Mobile Company was not his company.
So
was not his company. Him have a deal with somebody where him registered the Lido Taxi Service, but then him take the cars and then I guess consign them to Sunshine Mobile. Then
Sunshine was owned by Mr. Buchanan. By Mr. Buchanan, yes.
Yeah, him buy it from Mr. Buchanan. But Mr. Buchanan dead before the deal could have got through. See right
yes.
now?
Yes, you're going to see it right here.
See it,
no, go back up, Ratty. Go back up. Go back up. Yeah. You see, back up. Back up. Back up. Up top. Yeah. It's right there.
Yeah, Mr. Buchanan deceased. Mr. Buchanan dead to Mr. Holness. That's what you're talking about?
No, it's there, man.
It's there, right there now. So the purchase price of the business would have been this 1.440 million, payable in weekly installments of 15,000 until complete. But Mr. Buchanan's debt to Mr. Holness loan company, Omega Bridge Finance, was written off.
Yeah. So him give him a loan.
There it goes.
But him owe him money, him give him a loan, but him give Mr. Buchanan a debt. I mean a loan, but him give him cash to Mr. Buchanan for operate and Mr. Buchanan a PM. Now it's here somewhere, man. I saw where them say Sita right there. So
right there. Honest noted.
Sita, the company was not officially transferred to him as the owner died before the deal was finalized. See right there, so. No, what is interesting about
it would be important to know, did he die of natural cause?
Didn't say.
Okay.
But look here now with that business, and him recall that him recover approximately 3.5 million from the sale of Sunshine, and that the company was eventually taken off the records. Now here's the thing, this is a cash business, you know. This is a cash business, you know. So you can do all kind of things with money, right? So, in fact, Mr. Holness noted that the business was mainly cash. See it right, so. See it right, so. But here's what happened: the business activity, the assets therefrom, and the income derived were never previously declared from 1998 to up to the date it was said to have been wound up.
Hold on, Mr. Rattigan. Stick there, so don't move them figures here. I don't understand this. 8 cars.
Oh, Green. Go ahead.
8
No.
cars, Mr. Rattigan.
Yeah.
And is so much money moved between those 8 cars?
Brother.
And fare used to be about $20, $30 them time there, you know. So
3.5 million from the sale of Sunshine Motors. Something not adding up here, sir.
But look, 1 second, Ratty. If you look at this, it says, cause I like numbers. So 10 million point 272, right? 10.272, right? Was the yearly revenue, right? Here that you
Operating.
know, eight taxi I make $10 million a year, which means if you did one taxi is actually making somewhere between 1.150 mil a year, yeah, 1.150 mil a year. But when you look at its operating expenses of 6.4 million and then operating income of 3.792, he also recalled that he recovered approximately 3.5 from the. This is not adding up.
No.
This any first day person, any first year student in accounts at Norman Manley or Penwood High School, yeah, would tell you that this is not adding up. It's
They
not
call
adding
that
up because
mayor
your
math.
assets.
Because
What you
one
call
of
it,
the
Kevin?
things,
Mayor math.
Oh, the mayor from thing.
Mayor
The
man.
mayor from.
yes.
From over. You
Yeah,
mean the
from
one
Portland.
from Mansion Hill Division? Yes.
Right,
Yes.
the
Paul,
same one.
Paul.
Because when you look at this 10 point something million and the 6 point something
It
million
doesn't balance.
and the two part in the million, this Mr. Rattigan, this don't add up one bit. None at all this add up. So the question we must ask the PM, how is it that you make so much money in a local eight car taxi? And people in the taxi industry for how many years they make $10 million?
Boy.
Oh, you want to know how we make it, Jeffrey?
Yes.
All right, here's how we make it. I'm going to show you how we make it.
Could you repeat what you were saying?
Mr. Mackenzie is suggesting that there's a certain level of partisanry on the part of how you allocate certain benefits at the municipal level.
Mr. McKenzie cannot come to this on this platform and say anything like that. What I have done is what he was practicing when he was the mayor. When he was the mayor and he gets the funding from the ministry, he shares it in a 50, 100% basis. He gives the JLP 50% and they take 100%. And it is evident right now that is exactly what I'm doing.
Hold on. That math's not sound right. If you get $100 million, him take 100% and get the PNP 50.
Get half of it.
No, that's not. No. Something
That's what he was doing.
No, but you can't have 150% or something, sir. How much would he
Right.
take, and how much would he give the
If he
PNP?
gets $10 to share for the council,
Yes.
if the PMP would get 100 or $50 out of the $10, and the JLP will get $25.
My God, help us.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
arithmetic not right. You get
No.
$10. You get
All
totally
right.
$10.
Let me break it.
Yes, so you get $10 for
Yes.
spend, right? Total.
And the JLP get $5.
50%, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And the PNP and the JLP and the PNP would get how much?
The PMP gets, whenever time the PMP gets any money, whether $20 or $10, if they get $20, the JLP get $10.
Oh, so
If they get $10, the JLP get $5.
so it's 50-50 share it.
Right.
Oh.
Remember, give me that try to say. We just take a moment a little bit because we are go hard, We are go hard. No, see what?
Thank you for the light moment, Ratty. Thank you.
Yeah,
That
man.
is
That's
called-
what I like.
The mayor
No.
is called accountability. He needs accountability.
Yeah. Accountability. Yeah. No,
Very
for
much so.
this money here, you see what the Integrity Commission said? It says that the assets and the income derived were never previously declared from 1998 up to the date it was said to have been wound up and the assets sold. And that was sometime around 2017, 2018, somewhere around here, because that's when them take it off of the books. So that was never reported. We could go to the Lido taxi service now. This is the one that, look at this one here. This is the first time people, Jeffrey Tavares, Head Boy, Kevin Stube, all of the family members, them. This is the first time I've seen a document with the Prime Minister's wife linked to him. It's right here. He registered this business, the Lido taxi service, with his wife.
Yes,
As
that was when they
interior.
were getting on very good in the 90s. Yes, that was their
Yeah.
first company together.
All right. Hey, we're back. Kevin, let me just tell the people what happened. People, we have a document here that we actually put together a whole bunch of things. You're gonna like it because it's chronological and it sets out the amount of money and all that. But before we do that, Kevin, let's just go right back to where we left off with the with Craig Beresford affidavit. We could just
No
finish
school
up.
bus.
Eh? We now
No
get to
school bus.
because we're gonna lift this up
Okay.
the school bus halfway, so it
Okay.
Yeah. The driver have to stop this time.
yeah. So folks, this is one. Somebody was saying that we'll make mistakes with the numbers because the decimal point and this and that. I don't think we're making a mistake. I don't think so. But this one here, this taxi company, the Lido, that was never brought to, and it's right here. All declarations from 1998 to 2005 bear no evidence of accounting for this business and its income. So what they're saying, and furthermore, right here it says his connection with this company and its income was previously unknown, meaning we never know. Let me big it up here. Like that. You can see that, Kevin? And you can see that?
Yeah, man. We're gonna see it before you big it up.
Oh, sorry. All right, let me because it a little bit. All right, how about that? You can see that?
I told you, click it a while ago. Click it back, click it positive one more time. There we go. Go use that.
All right. Now here's another company, Omega Bridge Finance. A lot of us didn't even know that the Prime Minister was associated with this. And it says that this company, this business started operations in 1998, but was not registered until August 4th. What the year they're supposed to do right there? So
It's probably on the other page.
1999. Right. And the Prime Minister said that, hey, this business, this Omega Bridge business, this loan thing, him say, I'm the one who funded it with my salary, and I invested repayments and proceeds from the Lido taxi company and Sunshine. Here is the long and short of it. It says here that the figures that the Prime Minister gave to the Integrity Commission differ from those on the balance sheet. It's right here. The something is wrong here. And what we're seeing here, we're seeing a pattern and we're seeing a practice of the Prime Minister doing this. This is not a one-off. And they talk about Omega Bridge and here it is right here. His wife Juliet. Hold on, let me put this in. It is right here. His wife Juliet was added as a director. So right there. But it's been dormant since 2005. Now again, here is the critical sentence. It says investments and income right here. Investments and income from this business were not declared for the year 1998 to 2005. That's what I'm telling you. There's a pattern and practice of the Prime Minister doing this. I remember this is, and if you go back and you look at his discussions concerning the the Integrity Commission, you would never believe that he would be doing this. I was gonna say capable, but he's capable of anything. But you would never believe that he would be engaged in this type of activity. No, here is listen to this fool argument. I know this is how we take for fool now. I remember, I know, Minister Vaz said them dumb, dark, and stupid. Him just say this is what we look at happened years ago, right? But him just say, but it cannot give you a sense of how people think. It cannot give you a sense of how people think. I mean, once they achieve a certain level of power and they become powerful, they cannot tell you how people think about other people, the people that they're there to serve. It cannot give you a sense of how them think. Now look at this. Look at this fool explanation. Let me just small this up, Kevin. Listen to this. Listen to this. I'll read it to you. What them say. Them say, it is to be noted that in the explanations provided by Mr. Holness concerning the businesses highlighted above, that is the loan business, the taxi business, the business with Edward Say, all of them. It says, he stated that these activities were entered primarily to support his constituency activities and were not declared as they were not considered a part of his asset base. The Integrity Commission continues, we have no choice but to reject that opinion as reliance is being sought on the income earned and assets at the disposal of the entities. Him take the money. Him can't show them when spend the money in the constituency, but him say, no, this money when me make right, that's our money for the constituency. But it is money. So, and what you will say through the listing of businesses going forward, you'll see where that language is there, where they said that the Prime Minister said that this money was for his constituency, but we don't believe that. We have no choice but to reject. You're going to see that. You're going to see that. You're going to see that all over the place. All right, let me see it. See what it says right here? It says these assets have either been sold or made further investments in an effort to substantiate assets now in his possession. Same thing. Now, here's one which I was surprised over people. We never know the Prime Minister involved in a cash plus.
When I read this thing and I saw that, I was shocked.
See, he input $4,642,000 in a cash plus. Input 2,000. Input 2,000 first, and then them come up and say,
no, we put 2 million first.
2 million.
Yeah,
$2 million. 2 million. Yeah.
Him saying can't remember how much money he put in it when he started out, but him remember putting 2 million in 2006. But then when them look, them said he had $4.64 million in the account. And him said, what that means is that him put in 2.2 million before him put in the 2 million. So before May 2006, him put in 2.2 million. Then in May 2006, him put in 2 million. So that's 4.2 million. And I guess the rest right there, so interest when make on the money. But he was in cash plus. See it right there, so. And look at this. Again, people, look at this. This investment has never been disclosed, and it affects his declaration years 2005 and 2006. Look at this. Here's another one. First Global Bank. He opened the account in January 2005 with an initial sum of 400,000, and it was never previously declared. Here's another one. First Global Financial Services Certificate of Deposit. He invested $3 million in a certificate of deposit at 12.5%. Look at the bottom. Last sentence, before the bolded sentence, it says, in 2006, $2 million was withdrawn from this account and placed in cash plus. So him just keep the money and move back and forth. And what does it say? This investment was not previously declared and affects declaration years 2005, 2006. There is a pattern and practice of the Prime Minister not reporting his assets, his earnings, not doing it. Here's another one. Personal loan and advances. Between 2006 and 2010, him lend a cousin, his relative actually, so his relative, 2 million. Relative named Everard Stewart. I'm calling him Curtis. Him in the spice business. And them said that him pay back out of the 2 million in between 2007 and 2009, he repaid 1.9. Here's another one. He loaned money to his wife. He loaned 92,000. 92,000, yeah. Loan and advances of 1.38 million and 92,000 US dollars, totaling 8.68 million to Mrs. Holness and her sister in relation to real estate development. And it says the specific
Oh, you're lending your spouse money.
were not identified by Mr. Holness. So them don't know where this money come from, where Lenar.
How you lend your spouse money?
And see, a personal loan was made to Paul East in the amount of 13,500 US dollars and 1,307,406.82 cents from stocks and security.
Mr. Rattigan, sorry to disturb you. So Finzi Smith is on the line here. He's asked if he can call you to talk to you about this because there's some developing news about the whole taxi thing.
Yeah, him can call. Him can call me and tell him call me on my regular phone.
Call right in his regular phone.
Yeah, but look again at this stuff here. Them say the money where man lend all of these people. Them say the source of funding remains unclear, and it may attribute it to the money that him say him use for constituency support. But them say we reject that. So it's just. Again, people, remember this phrase, pattern and practice. Pattern and practice. Here's one here, Olint.
Yes, man.
Not a fancy scheme.
And then it goes on, talk about how we respond. I mean, this is a lot of information here, folks. All of this stuff here, this laid out how much money him lend. I mean...
But where get all of this money from to lend?
Look, Sita, him say him get money from fundraising dinner for his constituent. Oh boy. Yeah, my baby, what about? Yes, sir.
Do you remember the Nitsal affair?
The what?
The Nitsal. There was a lady.
All right, you want me put you on the line so people can hear you?
No, go ahead.
All right, talk. You can talk now, sir.
I'm not certain I have the name correct, but there's something called Netsol, where there was a
No,
lady.
National Energy Solutions Limited. National Energy Solutions Limited. Caroline Warren.
Solutions Limited.
Caroline Warren.
Yeah.
No, there was a raid connected to that situation in Spanish Town.
Yes.
It is reported that $30 million in cash was recovered during the raid.
Wow.
And the person found in possession of it, because in the papers, indicated that he had been given it to invest.
By whom?
It was indicated that it was the then minister.
Oh boy.
Of energy.
Weekly.
Okay.
Yes, of energy. Yes. It's cousin. By the way, it's cousin Finzi. It's cousin. 1 second, Finzi. Finzi.
He can't hear you. He can't hear you.
He can't hear me. Forget him can't hear me. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
There are a number of high-end vehicles on the premises, and when they wanted to inquire as to the ownership and the intent to seize, they were told that they couldn't do that because it was the big man owned.
Wow.
Which big man?
Big man meaning who?
I would not. You draw your own conclusion.
I have drawn it. I have drawn it.
I track back. During the time that this unreported income from the taxi company was in present, how come he still had an outstanding student loan
See, we want to get to that, but we're not going to get to that today, people, because we have a document there, we're going to mash up the whole thing, We have a document there, we're going to mash up the whole thing. Kevin just pull it up for me, and it's not a document that's related to the affidavit. It's a separate document that we did around here. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it just struck me as strange that there a lot of heavy weather was made out of his near pauperization in not being able to finish his student loan and having to get married in almost a fish fry fashion.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the middle of it, around the same time, where did the money to start the taxi company come from? And the unreported money from the taxi company, how come you still had outstanding student loans? Because you weren't paying tax on it.
But Bobby, isn't it interesting that he had student loans and yet still him open a loan company?
This is what I'm saying to you. Where did the capital for that come from?
Integrity Commission asking the same question.
You see, there's a thing I once wrote that says, what you're not saying is much too loud.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to lie, there's a sin of omission.
Yes. No, you don't have to be commission, could be omission. You're right.
You just don't say it.
Yeah.
In other words, you never asked me that question. You asked me another one.
Right.
And to try the other one, I could have easily clarified it, but I sought not to.
Right. Well, go ahead, Bobby.
I will leave this. I know you have things to do.
Yeah, we have to wrap up now because Kevin time will come up faster now, so we have to go leave out now. But thank you for the call. Next week we're gonna have you and come on you participate in this thing, either by phone or through a link. All right.
Fine, but just remember one thing.
Yes, sir.
Your training and my training and both our experiences tell us one thing. The utilization of certain behavior in the movement of cash signals a laundromat.
Yes, indeed. And once that laundromat is on the premises owned by Swift, then there is a problem there.
Absolutely.
A case to answer.
Yes, there's a case to answer.
And I go no further because I do not wish to be introduced to that very popular young lady. You know of her, right?
I do.
She's called.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Cool, Uncle Finzi, cool.
People, that was Bobby Finzi Smith.
Yes, man.
Resident investigator, security consultant, everything. Look, we're running out of time, people. And so what I'd like to do, I want to end on a nice note. I want to play back the video that we started with.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's appropriate. So tell you what, before I play, I want to play it in its entirety. So we'll play it, and whatever time is left, we'll just go around the horn and just make our final comments. All right, here we go, people. Here we go. If you're just joining us, you're going to love this video.
As children, we learn the true meaning of being a hero. Being a hero requires great sacrifice for others, not just ourselves. We learned about the heroes of Jamaica's past and how much of themselves and their lives they had to give in building a nation we should be proud to call home. They believed in a Jamaica that was more than just a country, more than just an island, more than land surrounded by water. They believed in a dream of a free nation of people, a nation built on the foundation of their sacrifices, a nation of many people working as one, a nation that would continue to produce legends and nation builders that serve towards that vision. As children, we were also taught the national pledge, a solemn promise, an undertaking. I would like to believe Sir Hugh Sherlock, while writing this pledge, understood the vision and dreams of our heroes. It's clear being a hero is too much to ever ask any one citizen. Luckily, the pledge does not require heroics of any of us. It merely asks that we honor our heroes by striving to advance our nation and ultimately inspire the world, like they and many Jamaicans have done. It's important we remember those words. These words. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. If you are like me, a Jamaican born and raised on this land, maybe you will remember saying those words, singing that song in a classroom or some general assembly. If so, like me, you made a pledge. Somehow it seems like many of us have forgotten that. The crime and violence, the indiscipline and short-sightedness, the corruption, the lack of respect for our beautiful lands we are blessed with, and the waters that surround and nurtures us. We have to do better. Let us honor our heroes so that they would not have sacrificed so much in vain. I hope this video can make a difference to even one soul. If so, it would all be worth it. If you feel the way I do, share it. May my voice become yours. Thanks for watching.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Indeed.
We have 3 minutes. Jeffrey Tavares,
You
go ahead.
have 3 minutes.
Yes. I just want to say thank you for
Okay.
having
Oh, no. Hold on a second. Kevin, go first. Kevin have less than 3 minutes. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, people. Like, remember, Reggae Global Radio, come join me. My St. Richard's people, Gillian, my North Street, on the correct side of North Street people, join me. Reggae Global Radio for the next 2 hours. For the Saturday stew, we get for just vibe out with some tunes and kind of take some of the stress off our head. And then I turn over things back to the Rebel. You get to relax with the Rebel at 10. And then the doctor Dr. Loves comes in at midnight and all on Reggae Global Radio. But join me Monday, the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, as I put all the pieces together and we get the NHWU in there and we get the whole story, or as much of it as we can fit in 90 minutes Monday night on kevinstew.com. All right. But next up, 8 o'clock, reggaeglobalradio.com. If you have the app, just go on Reggae Global app. Rebel. Well, Jeffrey.
Yourself, Kevin. All right, cool. Thanks. All right, Jeffrey. Jeffrey gone. Head boy. All right. They're not here.
Teacher. No, I'm here. Just my one few word is simple. Stop thief. Stop thief. Hashtag stop thief. I have nothing more to say. Good program, Sir Rattigan, and we'll continue to educate the people of Jamaica.
Head boy, you have to say
stop thief.
You can't go English and patois like that. You have to say stop thief.
Yeah.
My final word is this.
Okay, let me give you all good old senior stop thief.
Got around minute to go. I want to say thank you to everybody for having me on, and believe you me, it's a great program. Join us next week, same time, same place. Ratty, it's been a pleasure being over here with you, my friend. God bless you.
All right, folks, thanks for joining us. Kevin Stew is up next, and from 8 to 10, and then I'll be back from 10 to midnight with some slow jams. We're going to slow the pace down. We're going to just ease the stress and prepare you for Dr. Love. So thanks for joining me. We'll talk soon. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Join us as we finish up the ATI presentation, and then we'll move into the Magnitsky piece of it. So it's all about educating our people. And then from there, it will be successful. Cannot move if you don't, if you're not educated. And as I said to you before, it doesn't mean formal education. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk soon. Jeffrey, big up yourself. All right.
Respect.
All right.